I guess one thing that we were wondering is that, you really told ESPN that you were fired by Frank, and he kind of didn't indicate that as much. I think oftentimes when people split, there's a sense of, oh, we part as great friends and we have a wonderful relationship. But you really told ESPN how it was, and we were wondering, why you decided to do that as opposed to going kind of by the party line that we're just switching coaches and everything's fine and it just happens sometimes.
You know what? I think all too often, especially within US figure skating, everyone wants to sugarcoat everything, and everything is all like everyone has their rose-colored glasses on. Like, I, especially at the time, felt like it was a really shitty thing to do 2 days before competition. I still feel that way. Don't I don't agree with the timing. It was a really, really horrible experience that week in NHK, and basically the only people who knew about it were obviously my family and Frank and Audrey. So it was, we would go down and we'd be sitting down and eating, and it was like, I'm like, please, someone shoot me in the face. This is like so painful and so uncomfortable. But everyone tries to be so PC, and so like when you're in a very high pressure situation and there's a lot on the line, shitty things happen. People do things that they probably, looking back a year later, wouldn't have handled things the same way. I have certainly, like, when I fired Carroll, it was the same thing. It was like 2 weeks before Worlds, and I was just over it, and I definitely did not handle that situation in a way that was necessarily respectful or diplomatic. I would have done that differently, but no one ever talks about that, and it's like, get a grip. Everyone is always expected to be so perfect and so pristine and everything, and like behind the scenes, like, come on, it's ugly.
It's
There's
very
politics.
ugly.
There's politics. There's backstabbing.
Yeah, there's tears.
People do really horrible things to each other, and parents say nasty things about other people's children, and like, honestly, like, that's kind of what makes it interesting for us as athletes. There is intrigue, there's scandal, it's real life, and like, I think if sort of the outside world, or even like the lower level skaters, saw a little bit more reality, they wouldn't become so disillusioned when they're actually put in that environment.